Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I want to discuss about those people who are tested by Allah. So, like in Surah Al-Ankabut, says Allah said, أَحَسِبَ النَّاسُ أَن يُتْرَكُوا أَن يَقُولُوا آمَنَّا وَهُمْ لَا يَفْتَنُونَ. Those people who saying that they are having good iman and strong iman, do they think that they will never be tested? That's how Allah said. وَلَقَدْ فَتَنَّا الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. We have tested the people are before you, Allah said. So those good people before you, in the stories, in the Sunnah, in the Quran, when you read about them, they are tested. Because Allah loves them. He wants to know how patient you are. Because to be known, right, patient is one of the highest level of akhlaq that Allah loves actually. Just for you all to know, patient is one of the most good habit that you should be practicing, because Allah loves that. Inna Allah ma'as sabirin. What does it mean? Allah is with those people who are patient. Ma'as sabirin, with them. So when you are patient, who's your back? Allah. Imagine how great is that. Subhanallah. You see, some small verses in the Quran is so simple, but when you read it and understand it, it means so huge. Inna Allah ma'as sabirin. Imagine when you are at that time down, people are like slandering you, talking bad about you. You are being tested by Allah, but Allah is with you at that time because He loves you. He tests you because He wants to be with you at that moment. Subhanallah. And some people think about it, is a bad thing happened to you, but actually not. So sometimes there is other people who are bad, of course. Maybe Allah used them. They are going to do bad anyway. So they're just being a tool to test some other good people. Not necessarily they are the tool and then they're not going to be judged. Of course they will be judged at the same time. But just a coincidence, they are bad and this person is good, and Allah is using them as a tool to test this person. At the same time, Inna Allah ma'as sabirin. If that person be patient, Allah will be with that person. Subhanallah. Like Nabi Ayub alayhi salam. He was very patient. He was tested. How he was tested? He was very sick until he and his family become sick. His feet, all his body, he had problem with his skin. Years. Then when he asked Allah, فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ, then Allah grant him his wish and take all the sickness from him. Only Allah, not medicine. But Allah loves him because He tested him and he was patient. This is Nabi, not only a normal person. Imagine other people just being tested for little things and they're complaining. Too much already, like, why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong? But actually that person is still healthy, still alive, children still well. Maybe tested over some small things. Already angry, already mad. Nabi Yunus alayhi salam, he was swallowed by a whale. He was inside the whale, darkness. Cannot see anything inside, pitch black. And he was بالتسبيح لولا أن كان من المسبحين للبث في بطنه إلى يوم يبعثون. If he was not the person who read tasbih to Allah, subhanallah, subhanallah, he will be inside the whale until judgment day. But he was saying Subhanallah, Subhanallah. And then he was thrown to the beach. Allah loves him. He tested him. But he was patient. And instead of complaining, he turned to Allah and reading tasbih. This is our examples. We should take these examples and apply it to our life, and instead of doing the opposite. Nabi Muhammad alayhi salam, he went to a place not far away from Mecca. They call it Taif. It's a city on a mountain. And he wanted to ask those people to convert to Islam and explain to them what Islam is all about. But they did not give him any chance. What did they do? They stoned him. They stoned him. Thousands of them were stoning him and his friend Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu. The Prophet was crawling in his blood. That's how he was tested. Imagine if somebody come to you and slap you, what would you do? You will fight back, you will never stop. But the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was torn and bleed and crawling, and Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was covering him from the back, and still he was bleeding, and Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was bleeding from his back. You know what happened? Jibreel came down from heavens like a lightning bolt to where Nabi Muhammad was stoned. Every time I remember this story, I feel sad. When he came down, Allah instructed Jibreel to talk to Nabi Muhammad and said, لَأَطْبِقَنَّ عَلَيْهِمُ الْأَخْشَبَيْنِ. Al-Akhshabain is two mountains beside Taif. He asked the permission of Nabi Muhammad to bring these two mountains upside down on top of Taif and wipe Taif from the map. Jibreel wanted to do that, but Allah asked him to ask Nabi Muhammad. If he says yes, you must do it. It's a go. But what the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said? No. He asked Jibreel to be patient. He said no. Maybe from their children and grandchildren there will be who are becoming Muslim or become good Muslim. This is the examples that we have to take when we are being tested. And do you know what happened to Taif? After 2 years from this incident, the whole city converted to Islam, subhanallah. That's how he believed in his people, the Prophet. And when people slander us, talk bad about us, we should take it as a test. It's from Allah. And at the same time, when we be patient, Allah is our back. He is there for us. He is our strength. Subhanallah. So when you are tested by Allah, you must be patient. You must go turn to Him back and remember that He's the one who, I got your back, like friend says like that. No, this one, imagine Allah the great, He's the one who got your back at that time. Inna Allaha ma'as sabirin, together with you at that moment. So we have to remember, when we are tested, it means Allah loves us more. Wallahu a'lam.